if I'm the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm not firing Mike Tomlin, period. End of story. He did not have his best game Sunday, which might be the mildest way to put it. The play call questions, all right, are still lingering. We'll hit that in a second. But there's a Pro Football Talk report that hit the airwaves just as we were going on the air. No, that was earlier this morning.
Yeah, it was about
just when we were going
9
on the air,
a.m.
right.
Pacific, noon Eastern.
That, not quoting a source, it was per a source with knowledge of the situation, which is one of my favorite. It's kind of a.
It's a good one.
Well, there's as you know, there are many members of the source family. There's anonymous source. There is league source. There's my favorite Scandinavian source, per source.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Per is great. This is a combination, per a source with knowledge of the situation.
The knowledge source. Yeah, the knowledge source.
Some of the team's limited partners intend to lobby Art Rooney to fire Tomlin and hire a new coach. Now, Art Rooney has control of what the team can do in this department. Limited partners are getting more stronger within the organization. And this may be true. This may absolutely be true. I spoke to one of the members of the list of minority owners that are in this during the commercial break, who told me that he doesn't know who the leak is, but as far as this minority owner is concerned, he supports Art Rooney and the front office. And Art Rooney in the front office is not going to touch Mike Tomlin. You know, look, those sneak calls are egregious, that they don't sneak it once at least, okay? The onside kick is a total head scratcher. After those two failed fourth downs, that they are now down a score, the 2-minute warning and 2 timeouts left, that they would kick it onside, understanding that their defense was getting shredded, but you'd still need a stop. It doesn't matter. I mean, you're rolling the dice to get the ball back, that you don't have to get that defensive stop. And you've got a Pro Bowl kicker out there who just, spit the bit. Didn't get it done. And when you're assuming your defense is going to get the 3 and out, right, you might as well make sure that the situation with the 3 and out doesn't result in an opportunity for 3 points. In Lambeau, that was a huge kick. The mere fact that Mike Tomlin had this team in the playoffs as the 2 seed, with Ryan Shazier going down, with Martavis Bryant demanding a trade, with James Harrison doing whatever the heck was going on there. I don't know what's true and what's not, but at least some of it's got to be accurate. Or that the way the players felt about him. The fact that all of that's bubbling underneath the surface, with Le'Veon Bell holding out, with whatever the heck was going on with Antonio Brown's Facebook, one has to assume he hasn't just completely turned around and was 1,000% easy to coach behind the scenes. What this guy does year in, year out, 48 playoff wins, 48 wins and 4 playoff seasons in a row, 4 championship seasons in a row, right? In terms of the AFC North. Come on. He had a bad day. And then there is coaching this quarterback who, I think is first ballot Hall of Fame material.
I agree.
But he is not getting along with his offensive coordinator. I think that is obvious. Now, they don't have to get along, but this is what Ben Roethlisberger had to say today about the lack of the quarterback sneaks. Go for it, Mike Del Tufo.
I would love the quarterback sneak. Like I said, we can call it in the huddle, but there's no way for me to audible to it without telling guys, hey, quarterback sneak. I hope the defensive line didn't hear us.
Okay. That's number one. Number 2?
I truly have never said I don't want to run it, and I don't have the freedom to check the quarterback sneak because we don't have that call if we're not in the huddle. I've actually asked Coach Tomlin when we get to the 2-yard line, 2-point play, to spread the defense out, go empty, and run quarterback draw. He laughs at me and says, Ben, maybe in your younger days, not now.
Okay. So now it's dirty laundry's out there, and Big Ben is, as I told you, he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. An all-time great. And everything that I just said about Mike Tomlin coaching this team year in and year out, doing things that few other coaches are able to accomplish, part of the reason is he's got a first-ballot Hall of Fame quarterback. Everybody needs to do that to win football games in the NFL. All that said, he is so secure in his place in Pittsburgh. Why does he feel the need to say all this stuff 2 days later? Hey, I wish it was different. I wish that the game had turned out differently. Jacksonville is a terrific team. Next question. Why does he have to say, hey, I don't have the ability to not audible? Or, hey, I've called for a quarterback draw, and my head coach has laughed at me. These may all be true. And also, maybe they are. That's absurd that Big Ben doesn't have the ability to audible into a quarterback sneak. Come on.
That's preposterous.
If that is, in fact, the case, how the hell does that happen?
It's a valid question.
All right. But how in the world does Todd Haley not have this guy the ability? And plus, by the way, you can't say, hey, guys, quarterback sneak. How do you not say in the huddle, okay, dilly-dilly means I'm sneaking it? Right? How the hell is there not some sort of Omaha call for that? There has to be, unless there isn't, which does mean that this is dereliction of coaching duty. And is it a fireable offense after all these years?
But this seems to be, the fifth year in a row that Ben and Todd Haley are not on the same page?
Mike Tomlin said moments ago he does not expect any changes in his coaching, that there are conversations to be had. Let me get this one correct, because Aditi Kinkhabwala was all over this. That conversations are going to be had. Because Tomlin spoke today.
Tomlin spoke earlier today.
To the media.
Yes.
Of course, my computer is not, it's now spinning right now. But yeah, Ben Roethlisberger, while he was speaking on his radio show, Mike Tomlin said that we don't spend a lot of time worrying about what's said about us or misinterpretations of what we say. What's important is what we say to one another. As for anything, here he goes. I don't know where these roads are going to lead. Some conversations need to be had about his coaching staff. He expects it to remain intact. I'm not ready to discuss that. So Ben is basically saying, hey, don't blame me on the lack of quarterback sneaks. So he either wants Haley out of there or he wants Tomlin out of there. That's the only interpretation of it. Otherwise, he could basically just keep it in-house. Again, Ben, why didn't you audible to a quarterback sneak right there? Look, guys, I know you're going to keep asking me all these things, but the Jacksonville Jaguars came in and they beat us in our house. I wish it was different. I'm coming back next year because I think this team is great. And I wish the outcome was different. And I apologize to all Steeler fans that we couldn't get it done for you. Certainly, had I known that the Pittsburgh Pirates were going to trade Andrew McCutchen the next day without getting some of the top Giants prospects, I really would have tried even harder.
Did Ben say any of these comments wearing a walking boot?
See,
or his arm in a sling.
And what you're saying, what you're pointing out is the reputation that he has of letting everybody know how hurt he is, et cetera, et cetera. Bringing it all full circle, true or not, Mike Tomlin coaches this guy. And year in and year out, they are winning that division, favorites to win that division. Year in and year out, they walk in as Super Bowl contenders. It did not work out this year. And I'll tell you, on behalf of all the teams, and I say this to Steeler fans who might feel the same way as the minority owners are reportedly feeling right now, if you go ahead and fire Mike Tomlin on behalf of all the NFL teams that are struggling to win games and struggling to find their footing as an organization, please fire him. Because those teams will take him in a heartbeat. If Rob Ryan needed only 5 minutes to get another job, Mike Tomlin would need 5 seconds.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.